Hello, I'm Wendy Prince. Welcome to Podcast 4 Technology and Inclusion in the Caribbean. The COVID 19 pandemic has enabled educational officers in the Caribbean to investigate the influence of technology on education in depth. Throughout the crisis, it became evident that students lacked access to technology, and our leaders took appropriate measures to attempt to bridge the digital divide. They partnered with worldwide organizations and technological giants to assist them in facilitating access for all pupils. Educators in the Caribbean are starting to employ emerging technologies to promote equality, diversity, and inclusion, which promotes an inclusive environment for all learners. Educators are beginning to recognize the effectiveness of technologies and their flexibility to meet the ever changing demands of students with varying learning needs and styles. My daily practice as an educator, I see how the effective use of technology in the curriculum reduces obstacles to learning. It helps students with certain learning needs and styles to overcome hurdles that serve as barriers to them accessing their education. The integration of technology not only benefits the students but also gives educators a greater grasp of the best learning tools and environments to nurture inclusion in education regardless of race, religion, political persuasion, color, social status, age, physical ability, and other learning challenges. All students should have access to technology and information to get the best education possible. According to Alcott and Van Moelenen, 2018, technology has a massive effect on almost every part of daily life. It has changed how curricula are made, how teachers teach, and how students learn. Teachers and students can now work together and talk to each other through their digital devices. The classrooms have changed from physical places to online environment for students to learn. Students can access learning experiences from different parts of the world, giving online learning communities different points of view. Technology tools like video conferencing, blog posts, and podcasts make it possible for students and teachers in different parts of the world to share and work together. The increased use of technology has made it easier for the educator's role to change from being a leader to being a facilitator or a guide. Schools, universities, and training centers have started to change the way teaching and learning spaces are set up based on a new design model that aims to make it easier for students and teachers to interact with each other and with each other's technology. Despite the apparent relevance of technology in enabling students to develop in their education, there are still barriers to accessibility, since many Caribbean nations struggle with internet connectivity and students' access to devices. Several of the nation's fiscal limits have resulted in these complications. Due to budgetary constraints, many educators have restricted access to technology. Providing every student in the Caribbean with a digital device may be difficult at this time also. There are also instructors that lack the ability to integrate technology into the curriculum, posing a significant obstacle to an inclusive teaching and learning process. It is the responsibility of education leaders to offer teachers with professional development and lobby for more funding to expand access to technological resources. In order for teachers to be effective in the classroom, they need to know how to use screens and tech platforms. IT professionals are needed to help set up, maintain, and help students with any new technologies in the learning environment. In the meanwhile, educators must continue to foster the academic success of their students with the few resources available to them. In doing so, they would be able to apply modern technology to solve challenges of equity, diversity, and inclusion in the Caribbean. As stated before, regardless of origin, circumstances, every student deserves a chance to acquire quality education. Equitable learning accommodates diverse requirements that may be satisfied using the use of technology, according to Zhang et al. 2020. This quality education can be used with the use of technology to support differentiated instruction, education, and the universal design for learning to enhance students' performance. Both UDL and DI education have elements that let students to study using several means. That's according to Glass et al. 2021. Educators must respond to the wide range of student demands in order to capture students' interests. The Universal Design for Learning is a collection of guidelines for supporting the many student learning styles. Educators must acknowledge that children learn in a variety of ways and may benefit from a number of teaching strategies. UDL offers a variety of teaching modalities that facilitate student learning and growth. Educators should implement the theory-based elements of UDL in order to maintain students' attention and willingness to make progress. Constructivism and cognitivism may be found in online and hybrid UDL designed environments. Students gain new information by engaging, communicating, collaborating, and reflecting with their peers and their teachers. Students can learn across disciplinary skills with the help of technology. According to Nair and Suryan 2020, effective and useful curriculum design combines the use of technology with the development of skills that can be used across different fields. Digital literacy shows how important it is for students to learn how to think critically, analyze information, communicate, work with others, and solve problems. It also shows how important technology is in helping students learn these skills in today's knowledge based society. Technology makes communication easier and faster. According to Khan et al. 2020, students must be able to express themselves not only with pen and paper, but also with audio, video, animation, design software, and in many other ways, such as email, websites, message boards, blogs, streaming media, etc. Students use technology to analyze and make sense of their world. Integrating technology into the curriculum helps students learn how to solve problems. Students must show that they can use what they know and can do in new situations. Conceptual maps are an example of multimodal teaching strategy that promotes students' behavioral and cognitive development and is used to educate students how to think critically. The maps may be used by both traditional and virtual classrooms. Students are aided in the sophisticated thinking necessary for learning by the use of these thinking maps. They do this by graphically showing their understanding of the concepts. Students use the concept maps to determine how curricular subjects are related in terms of cause and effect. In differentiated instruction education, thinking maps may be used in several ways. Students are permitted to study a selection of works with words with differing levels of difficulty. They may offer statistics to indicate their level of material comprehension. Concept maps may also be used in differentiated instruction education by offering students with partly created or blank maps depending on their level of competence. I utilize games as an additional method to maintain students' interest and motivation. Curriculum subjects may be taught in an entertaining manner with the use of games. According to Peters et al., adapted games are an effective method for teaching pupils. Games like Study Ladder enable teachers to assign mathematics and reading homework depending on the requirements of the pupils. As students go through the curriculum, they are rewarded for their improved performance. Groups of students may use Kahoot and Nearpod to demonstrate their comprehension of complex concepts. I also let my pupils use Peer Deck as a multimodal method. Students in my class are allowed to write on Google Slides and utilize built-in multimedia tools such as videos and project-based activities to enhance their comprehension of concepts. They can also use digital devices to record themselves and share with their peers, which helps those who are very shy to publicly share their ideas. There could be problems with how technology is used to design lessons. Mackey et al. 2018 says if there aren't enough security measures in place, young students may be able to use computers to get to inappropriate content or information. Websites, blockers, internet filters, and close supervision can help keep kids from seeing this kind of content. Starting young with lessons on how to act and use the internet netiquette is a safe way to help students develop good web judgment and habits. Young students who use electronic devices more may spend less time with their peers, which can slow their social and emotional growth. That's according to Hosokawa and Katsura 2018. So, in order to reduce this risk, it is important to limit how much time students spend on technology so they can spend time with their peers at school, interacting with their teachers and their families. However, in order to successfully present the curriculum, educators must engage in reflective practice in how to incorporate technology in the classroom to make the learning process inclusive. In order to stay informed of the most recent differentiation strategies, educators must explore a variety of technologies to provide their students with several modes of engagement, representation, and action expression, which give the foundation for educators to create differentiation in the classroom and encourage students to cooperate, communicate, collaborate, and become fully involved in the inclusive education process. The obligation of educators is to meet the needs of all students. To fulfill the demands of visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and read write learners, the teachers must ensure that technology is integrated into every aspect of their instruction. In order to accommodate the requirements of students with impairments, educators must deploy assistive technology. This is shown through the application of closed captioning, for example, for students who are hearing impaired. Students must have options for demonstrating their conceptual comprehension. Students should have the opportunity to take responsibility for their own learning and to show their comprehension in whatever way they choose. The demonstrations might take the form of art, dancing, songs, raps, discussions, or any other way that corresponds to the students' learning needs and styles. This is the direction that education in the Caribbean should be heading in order to create a technology enabled education process that creates inclusive learning environment.